Hi guys, Anderson from N.W.O.B.H.M Heavy Metal Full Albums here. Like I said before, this channel is just for bands, new bands that play old school heavy metal, speed metal, old school thrash metal, and that kind of sound that comes directly from the 80s. But when I decided to record these videos instead of only posting the full albums, I said that I would talk about bands from the 80s, bands that influence those new bands, and of course my favorite bands and albums from the 80s. So this is the first video from this series, and I will start talking about something that I think that 99.9% of the people who follow this channel, who subscribe to this channel, loves it too. That's the new wave of British heavy metal. So I know that you know what new wave of British heavy metal stands for, but I have to explain a little. So if anyone who is only stopping by, anyone who's new to heavy metal, stops and watch the video, wouldn't be left without knowing what I am talking about now. So new wave of British heavy metal was a movement in the late 70s, beginning of the 80s, where the young people dissatisfied with the music scene at England in that time, that was dominated by punk. They decided to, instead of waiting for the established metal bands to come and save them, so the young people that liked heavy metal at the time, they decided to form their own bands, and from this movement, few bands became really big, like Iron Maiden, like Def Leppard, and like Saxon. But today I won't talk about these big bands. I will talk about bands that are really good, but for some reason they didn't get the attention that they should have, and they are now loved only by people who follow this genre, and people who really are passionate about new wave of British heavy metal. So I will start talking about an album that, if you are talking about new wave of British heavy metal, you have to talk about this album. It's mandatory, and I'm talking about N.W.O.B.H, released in 1980. So the album has songs like N.W.O.B.H, Atlantis, White Witch, Sweet Danger, Confused, Angel of Death, and of course my favorite, that's the one that you are listening to in the background, it's Gorgon. N.W.O.B.H was supposed to be as big as Iron Maiden, as big as Def Leppard, but a series of unfortunate events led to them become a cult band, a band that only the most passionate, no, not the most passionate. If you like a little of new wave British heavy metal, you like N.W.O.B.H because it's a classic. And I know that most of you have it, but if you don't have it, you should have. And if you have never listened to N.W.O.B.H in your life, I think you have a problem, and you should do it right now, because it's fucking amazing. The second album I'll show you is Caught in the Act by Satan. Why do I think Satan is also mandatory if you like new wave of British heavy metal? Because of its singer. Brian Hoss is a synonym of new wave of British heavy metal. The guy is a great singer, and he sung in a lot of bands that are essential to the movement, like Satan itself, Blitzkrieg. He sang for Avenger, before they released their debut album, and other amazing bands from this time. And Court in the Act is the first Satan album, and it's also a great one. You are listening to the first track, Trial by Fire. That's a heavy metal classic. It was covered by Blind Guardian on the bonus track for their album Somewhere Far Beyond, I think. And you should listen to it. I think most of you have, but if you don't, go listen to Satan. The funny fact is that they were a band already established, but they thought that the name, their name, was repelling some of the listeners because it was a strong name, Satan, for a band, and they decided to change the name. The next album is Blind Fury, Out of Reach. Blind Fury comes from Satan. They changed the name for something more accessible. It's not Brian Ross singing. It's Lou Taylor, but he's a good singer too. And I think that this album is absolutely amazing, absolutely good as the Satan album, but it's their only album before they changed the name again. They returned to be Satan, and after the members formed another band called Pariah. In the booklet you have the Satan's family tree, and you have bands like Satan, Blitzkrieg, Avenger, you have Lone Wolf, you have Warrior, you have Raven, Pariah, Sabbath, Skyclad, Atomcraft, another excellent band. And this is the Satan's family tree, so you should check Blind Fury, Out of Reach if you haven't yet. The next one is Raven, Wipe It Out. All for One, Rock Until You Drop, and Wipe It Out. This is the trio of albums from Raven that I consider to be their best moment, the best moment of their careers. So if you like heavy metal played with speed, fast and raw, you should go to Raven. One of these three albums that I said, All for One, Rock Until You Drop, or Wipe It Out, and you will enjoy a great time of heavy metal, rock and roll. It's fucking beautiful. You're listening to Faster Than the Speed of Light, and like I said, it's fast, it's raw. Go for it. Raven. Demon, Night of the Demon. When I first saw this art cover and the name Demon, Night of the Demon, and the hand coming from the grave and grabbing the cross, I thought this should be a extreme metal album. But when I heard, it was a kind of a shock because it's this classic hard rock, heavy metal sound, and you are listening to the title track, The Night of the Demon, and it's one of my favorite new wave of British heavy metal albums. So if you like this more classic sound of the new wave of British heavy metal, like Demon, you're listening to it, like Quartz, like Prey Mantis, you should check Night of the Demon by Demon. So these were my top 5 of the records that I own. of the new wave of British heavy metal. But there is another album I want to show you. That's Metal for Mothers. It, it's a compilation released in 1980 of the bands that were around at the time, and it contains the one of the earliest records from Iron Maiden, the song Sanctuary and Rothschild that you are listening to it, and also brings bands like N.W.O.B.H.M, Sledgehammer, Edo the Frog, Sanson, Praying Mantis, E.F. Band, uh, and Toad the Wet Sprocket, and Nuts. These one are the ones that I really don't know anything about it besides their songs here. So it's a historical album, I think. Like Metal Massacre is for the United States, like the compilation Death Metal is for Germany. So these are the compilations that that showcases what the movement is about. So this is it. I will stop talking now because I think the video is long enough, and I would like to thank those who subscribe and follow the channel, and those who follow my Facebook page, and also I would like to thank those who send me messages saying that they bought albums because they saw it here in the channel. When I receive this kind of message, it's very good to know that I am contributing to the heavy metal scene in the world. So see you next time. I think the next video I'll talk about my favorite band or bands, because it's kind of impossible to separate these two bands, and wait for it. Bye bye.